Hello, Sanibonani. Sanibonani, welcome back. Ngiyathemba nonke niyaphila. I do believe and pray that you guys are all doing well wherever you are. Today is a very special show. Just please give me a second. I think it is my guest that is calling me. Hello? Okay, let me send it again. Okay.
Because uba uyizame phela ihani imnandi inokungikhumbuza uthu inale taste yothu.
Sanibonani, I'm telling you where this comes from. The boss somebody here should give it to you.
Oh, ngiyabonga ngani yami, thank you.
Awu ubhemi uyakhula ubhemi ngicabanga
Ubhemi njengobhemi makhati.
uyakhula bani ubhemi. Umbhemi
Ungabeke kube ukuthi ikweleli.
awukahle una transparency.
Yeah, nabayiphuzi laba balakithi i-transparency nami ngiyiphuze mengilapha kwakho.
Oh, engiyayithanda.
Kodwa mkhozi ungakhohlwa uyizame i-red favorite cake. Imnandi mkhozi.
Bengimanje bengifuna ukumesha ngithi transparent ngithi favorite red favorite.
And iyamesha ngempela ke futhi. Ngabe bathini ke lana?
Awu yini impela.
Yazi yangihlekisa indoda.
Asihleke phela so.
Indaba yale ndoda babakithi yazi yangihlekisa.
Uthi bakithi.
Yazi yangihlekisa indaba.
Awukahle ubhemi yazi sinesicefe ke lento okuhlayo wedwa. Uthini indaba?
Hayi kuyalini. Yahlekisa indaba. Eben, reading it the letter for me.
Eucalyptus is in hospital. You need to come back home soon.
Oh,
wenzeni usenzeni khuluma phela awukade uhleka ukuthi ufela lapha sesibhedlela hayi impembu kahle akudlalwa ngento ezikanje ungafika uthi uyahlekisa indoda bese uphinde uthi hayi asike siyophuza amandla sami phuza amandla woza Patrice.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Subscription is free. Mahala.
So sorry about that, guys. I was just helping our guest to connect. She is here with us now. Thank you so much for joining us. Please tell as many people to come and join us today. And yes, we will do most of the show in English because we want everyone to be able to get help and to be able to learn something from Thokozani's experience. We are so lucky to have Thokozani sharing her experience with us because we have been hearing of corona, but we have been told ukuthi COVID ikona, and we have been like there have been so many talks about because we've just been reading numbers that have been going up, but now it's starting to affect our loved ones. It's starting to affect people that are close to us. So yeah, it is crazy, guys. Thokozani will share her story. She did share one of her videos of encouragement with us. I hope you did watch it. It is up on the channel. But please do listen. And if you have any questions, please do ask because this thing is real. But without further ado, let me welcome our guest, Thokozani. And as you enter the stream, please let us know where you are watching from. Thokozani, how are you? I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening with your volume. Okay, please, guys. Thokozani will be with us. Manje. Singasabi. We are just sorting out it because I know this is crazy, guys. Yeah, so as soon as Thokozani is back and able to join us, we will start the show. So please do bear with us. And it will be much easier. And guys, please do let me know in the comments if you've got any experiences or if we will work in the healthcare, so that we can help as many people as we can, how to best prepare, especially with Abaspete telling us Uguti, everyone's gonna get it. It's getting more real, it's getting more scary. So let us help each other in any way we can. Yeah, it's it is very scary now. Thokozani. Oh, there she is. Thokozani. Nope. Can you kuluma again? I don't know what's happening. I cannot hear our guest. What could be happening? Thokozani. Oh, there she is. Thokozani. Nope. Do bear with us, guys. I'm doing a bit of admin. Thokozani. Guys, please do bear with us. We are just waiting for Thokozani to connect properly. And let me read the comments in the meantime. Nompumelelo Mthalane, I love you too. And thank you so much, guys, for always supporting the show. And it makes me happy. It gives me something I enjoy to do with the people I enjoy doing it for. Hey, Clifford, first comment, but Nompumelelo just beat you just by a second. Sorry, Bab. Hi, Spusiso Biela, how are you? Vuma, morning vibes, sending same good vibrations your way as well. Tabo Kulu, how are you doing? Uthi nina niyahlekisa sesihleka singakayizwa nendaba. Yo, guys. Thank you so much, Chris Jack. Thank you. I appreciate that. From Denmark. See, you guys can see Uguti how far our network is. We've got people watching from everywhere. Queen of Sports, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hey, Dom Bele is a friend of mine and Thokozani's.
Hi, we're back.
Yay, now I can hear you.
Hi, I'm so
Dom
sorry.
Bele says hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you nice and clearly now.
You're asking me how I'm doing. I'm alive. I'm
You are
alive.
looking so good. You are looking good, Thokozani.
Thank you, my friend.
Here's our friend Dom Bele sending us hello.
Oh, hi, Dolores.
Yeah, Thokozani, thank you so much for agreeing and coming forward with your story, especially to come forward on this platform. We really appreciate you because a lot of people who have had or tested positive, they keep it quiet. But can you please take us through your journey? What made you even go and check? Because most people have not checked. What made you go and get checked?
Thenjiwe, thank you so much for this platform. For me, I believe prevention is better than cure anyway, in everything. But what happened was I got sick the other Sunday. I was so sick. My whole body was aching and I didn't understand. I was like, how come I'm feeling so much fatigue? And my mini-me was home because it was a mini-me Sunday. So I asked her to rub my back and make me feel better. And she did rub my back. And I kind of was feeling better a little bit. And I laid down. But then that whole week, I couldn't move. Monday, I thought, okay, let me stand up. Maybe it was just a cold because we had that bad cold front. So on Monday, I actually went to work. We had an interview with the Voice of America, and they had actually asked to talk to me about gender-based violence. And I was like, and the young women I work with, and I was like, you can speak to the young women themselves. So they said, okay, we'll have the interview on Monday. But me thinking I was better, I went to work on Monday. By the time I got home, it had gotten worse. And I got rushed to ER with my daughter's suggestion because my doctor just thought, this is too bad. You don't sound good. You're not eating. By then, it was 5 days of not eating, of body aches, fever, vomiting. I had collapsed. I had no strength. I couldn't feel my body sometimes. And when I got to ER, they asked me all the symptoms. They were like, you have all the symptoms, but we're going to test you. So that's how I ended up testing for COVID. It was last Thursday. And then my results were back on Friday, and I tested positive.
Yeah, it's scary. So with the testing, you were tested at the hospital. Did they test you and admit you before you got your results, or did they test you, send you home, and then told you your results?
Well, I guess it differs with each and every case. My case was severe because when the doctor looked at me, she was like, you're getting admitted, right? You pale, you dehydrated, we need to fix you. So they put me on drips immediately. They were taking blood, they were doing everything. So yeah, it differs. So that's when I got tested, I got admitted immediately. I was put on drips just because I was dehydrated, like I said, and pale and hadn't eaten. I got to ER through aid. I couldn't walk on my own. So some people get tested because they have been exposed to somebody with COVID. And some people test because of the pains and the symptoms they see.
Yeah, and we have heard that it is now very difficult to get hospitals, to get a bed in a hospital for both private and public hospitals. Did you have any bad experience, or was it hard for you to get admitted in a hospital? Because a lot of people are now finding it difficult to get a bed in any hospital, whether public or private.
You know, right now, what's going on is so sad. It is so sad. When you look in every ward in hospitals, some of the wards are blocked, some of the entrances are blocked because they're not allowing people to come in because it's COVID everywhere. You cannot find no bed. Don't matter how much money you have, don't matter who you are or where you live, whether it's public, private. It's just sad. It's just sad. Everybody has COVID. With me, it wasn't hard to get a bed because they just thought if I get out of there, I'm gonna die. Yeah, it wasn't hard at the time. But what scared me was that COVID patients kept coming in each and every minute. There was new COVID patient every minute, and they had asked to put 2 COVID patients in my room. I got so scared and freaked out, and I was like, I haven't even gotten my results yet, and they want to put this person. No, please, can you take me out? I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the person, because what has happened now, people have put such stigma to COVID. It's like when you have COVID, you're just a germ, you're a virus, you're dirty, People are
But
hiding it.
Thokozani, can I cut you there? I would also be scared if I haven't received my results, because we know this thing, it can get transmitted so easily between human beings. If I haven't received my results, I might not be COVID-19 positive. And then you are putting 2 people who have tested positive, which means even if I didn't have it, now I'm going to get it definitely from them. So I can understand your fear. I would be scared as well. Especially, I'm already sick, I'm already weak, I'm prone to catching a virus, and you are bringing 2 people. Were you able to express your fears to them?
I did. I told them, no, I'm really scared. Can move me out? And they did move me out. But some people are scared to speak up. You don't always know your right and that you have a right and you can speak out. So I managed to, and yeah, that helped. They did move me.
And you are lucky because you were in a private hospital. The attitude of the medical professionals is different when it comes to public hospitals. So sometimes even if you want to speak up, it becomes difficult. But people must know, Uti, you do have your rights. You can speak up. And then when your result, did you suspect that you might have COVID-19, or did you think you are just having a flu? Did you think, were you ever at risk of being exposed?
Well, first of all, I was lucky enough because my my daughter, put me in her medical insurance. But if she hadn't, who knows where would I have been, So I'm grateful to my mini. But I don't know, I really thought I had the cold. I really thought it was such a bad cold because we had that cold front. But in March, I tested in March because I had all the symptoms. And that earbud thing that they is so painful. And they did this one here too. So I was like, I'm going to make sure that I don't have to test again. I don't get this thing. So at work, we wear masks, we wear shields, we sanitize, we try and stay protected as much as we can, you know. I mean, we do what we can. But I wasn't even aware. I wasn't sure. Yes, there was part of me when they were talking about, did you have diarrhea? Is your chest? Can you breathe? Can you move? All those things, they made me think, probably I do have, but I still believe that, you know, I didn't. I was hoping, but then I tested positive.
You know, it's scary. And you work with a group of girls. Guys, Thokozani has been on the panel before. I will link to her channel, to the video where she talks about the kind of work she does. You work with a group of girls, and were any of them were exposed from you? And also, where do you think you got yours?
Well, my girls, excuse me, my girls obviously were exposed to me because we work together. But none of them have showed any symptoms for the 2 weeks that I've been down. And what's excuse me, what's been hurting me the most was that I was so sick I wasn't able to send help to them to get tested. But then everybody was saying if they don't have symptoms anyway, they can't even get to the free tests, you know. The more poor, the more neglected you are, it's hard to access any services. Excuse me, or know what services you can get. But none of them have showed symptoms, and they're all still like okay. And I think that because we were interacting with different people at the time during COVID, we had some people coming to help with donations, with food, even at the shops, you know, you never know. I still have to go get food for my girls every time we meet. We need to have food. They needed some deodorants, they needed sanitizers. I had to go to Macro to get them phones so that they're not missing out on school. You know, I could have gotten it anyway. I don't know. You can get COVID anywhere. It don't matter where you are. Sometimes you can be isolated and at home, but somebody at home could be going out to the store. And when they come back from the grocery store, they come back with it, you know. You can never know. All I can say is just we need to be vigilant. You need to be really extra careful. I just want to share something with everybody. I've been hearing a lot of people saying this is a hoax, this is not true, it's a lie, COVID is a Chinese disease. Look at me. I'm not even fully recovered yet. I'm still struggling. COVID is real. It attacked me viciously. It attacked my lungs. I couldn't breathe. I'm still, excuse me. I'm still struggling with breathing. My chest hasn't opened yet. I had friends buying me nebulizer to help me breathe. I've been taking ACC 200 to try and open my chest. It's been hard. I've had the worst headaches. I get migraines, but these kinds of headaches, there were hammers all over. My body was tingling. I couldn't feel my body. I never knew that I can have no energy, that I'm not able to walk. That really scared me. And the day that I collapsed and I couldn't even wipe my own vomit, I was just like, this COVID thing is really cruel, you know? Just for me to stand up, to go take a bath was a lot. By the time I finished bathing, I had no energy left, you know? So people are saying, yes, it's 5G coming. Some of it is true, yes. We are aware there is 5G coming. We are aware that Bill Gates and his people are trying to get Africans vaccinated and do their own thing. Yes, those things are true, but COVID is true too. COVID is real, guys. I have it. I'm not healed. It's painful. Do not get it. Do not get it to your family. There's no place for people to go. All the hospitals are full. All the beds are full. Once you're in that ventilator, there's no coming back. You know, I'm not saying what people are saying about 3G and vaccination. It's a lie. It isn't a lie. I don't know much around that. All I know is that COVID is real and it's here. Let's do whatever we can. You know, the surfaces, the steel, try and not touch things. Whatever that you do, think of the next person. Because if I have COVID and I keep to myself and I say, I'm not telling people because of all the stigma that has come with it now, which I don't understand why. And you don't tell people that you've been exposed. You don't share with people that you actually tested positive. That on its own, you're killing people. You're actually making the situation worse. Let's help each other. We all need one another. How much can we show that we care? We can show that we care by masking our faces, wearing gloves, sanitizing, staying at home, keeping a distance. If you can wear a visor, wear a visor. Make sure that you stay safe. Change your clothes every minute. Restaurants, I don't know about restaurants, but supermarkets, wipe your baskets. Anything you touch, get home and wipe it. You can use other things to disinfect and sanitize if you don't have sanitizers. Things like bleach, cheek, domestos, soap, it helps. But COVID is real and it is here. It's up to us. We need one another. Let's protect each other.
Yeah, Thokozani, that is scary. And you talk a lot about the stigma. Have you experienced any stigma, especially as someone who has come out? Because there are so many other people who have had it or who currently have it, but they have not come out. They have not told anyone. Some of them, they say the reason is because they don't want to miss out on work. Because some people test positive, but they are not sick, but they're still positive. They can still pass it on. And they say, I don't want to miss out on work because if I tell them at work, they're going to give me 14 days off and I'm not going to get paid. And then they still also take it to their families at home. And they are scared because of the stigma. Have you experienced any stigma towards you because you have a COVID-19?
You know, people, human beings, we're really, really disturbed. The stigma that I've experienced is a lot, you know, and people treating you like dirt, like a virus, not being allowed to leave the apartment. Sometimes I just want to go sit in the sun, but nobody in the apartment, even if our door opens.
Sorry about that, guys. It's just a network. Thokozani will be right back with us. I do apologize for that. And I do see your questions. I will ask them. I just want to give Thokozani opportunity to explain everything so that we can see which questions still need to be answered. And guys, like Thokozani says, let us be very, very careful. Let us try and minimize our risk of exposure. Let us not go out unnecessarily. I've seen people going to go after tears. I've seen people hosting parties, even hosting parties for children, and then having other people come with their children. And it's just scary, guys. People still don't believe that this thing exists. We have to believe it, and we just have to be careful. Parties can wait, events can wait. If you do not need to go out, do not go out. And it is not everyone that is going to share with us like Thokozani.
I'm sorry about that. Technology. They had us talking
Yes.
about the 3G. I mean the 5G. They had to cut us. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Cut us. I'm so sorry. I was talking about stigma, that human beings can be horrible, you know. Sometimes I just want to go out in the sun and sit in the sun, but I'm told that I'm not allowed because we have COVID. It is so sad. Even if when our door opens in our apartment, people run. People are scared, you know, they're scared of something they don't know. But we're trying to let people know that there's nothing wrong with somebody having COVID. It's not their fault. But now that we know we have it, we can protect others and each other. So, yeah, sometimes even it's so sad when you see somebody supposed to care for you and they have to wear masks and gloves to come to your room, or they can't even come to your room. They leave the food by the door. The other day, what made me really sad, my friend had brought me soup, and because I hadn't been eating, and my friend couldn't come in, you know, she couldn't come and hug me or hold me. She had to see me through the window, and that really made me sad, you know. And yeah, it's real and it's painful, and all I want is a hug, and I cannot get it. I cannot get it because I have to protect my loved ones. I just want to hold my daughter. I cannot. But I'm just grateful. And the other thing that we could do is, excuse me, please.
I'll just give Thokozani some time to, yeah, it's scary, guys. Let us be careful. Like I said, these after parties and birthday parties that people are hosting, please don't go. There is no need. And also, not all of us have that privilege of having your own room where you can quarantine. Some of us share bedrooms with people, and there are no spare bedrooms in our homes. Some of us have homes with one bathroom. So when you get it, you are going to pass it on to all your family members. Let us just be careful. And also, I do have a cousin who's been exposed, and the whole family is currently in quarantine in Lokshini. And people, the neighbors want to visit them. Guys, let us be educated about it. Let us not visit people. It doesn't mean we don't like them. If we visit them, like Thokozani is explaining, drop the stuff and then leave. You don't have to see them. They will understand.
Hi, my back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can definitely hear you.
Thenjiwe, I cannot hear you.
How can you not hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me though? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the technology. Like I said, the mentioning of 5G did things. I wanted to say something. Oh, I was saying that, you know, even the people who do not have COVID right now, it's really hard for everybody. It's a struggling. It's a struggle. We're all struggling. People are depressed. We want to see people. We can't hug. We're scared. We don't know what tomorrow holds. But, you know, you have to find it within yourself. To find something that makes you happy, something that brings you joy, something that inspires you, something that you're going to keep it with you until we're out of this, because we will get out of this. I know that we will, I know that we will. But right now, psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, they're seeing the rise when it comes to people seeking help, seeking therapy. People are not coping. But we will get through it. Find love, find something for yourself, hold on to that to keep you going, because this is not just for people with COVID, but for everybody else, It's hard times. It's dark times. But I have hope, and we will see the sun again. I never knew that I could see the sun again. But today I'm sitting here in the sun, and I'm sharing my journey with all of you. It hasn't been easy. It's still not easy. As you can hear, I'm still coughing. I'm still struggling. But I have hope, and I know that I'll get better. Now, it's up to you to protect everybody else, and more especially yourself. Don't let COVID get you. Whatever you do, stay safe, stay home, keep away.
And what are some of the things that you used? Because everyone has suddenly become a medical professional, and we are being told from Gumtree to angazi kuzogcina kuthiwa sibhukuze enhlabathini yasemathuneni. So what are some of the things that you used medically, especially for those people who may not get a hospital bed? As we know, things are getting bad, hospitals are full. A lot of hospitals are not admitting any new patients. So what are some of the things that we can buy and use at home if we have symptoms or if we have COVID? Thank you.
I didn't hear anything you said, Thenjiwe. Can you, I don't know what happened to your volume.
No.
I'm really struggling to hear you.
I don't know. Can you increase your volume on your device?
Pardon?
Can you use a volume on your device?
I cannot hear you, but I'm so cute.
Yes, you are. Yes. Can you guys hear me? Is it just Thokozani who cannot hear me, or does nobody hear me?
Oh, volume is on here.
Please, guys, tell me if you can hear me.
Better.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I was asking Uguti, what are some of the things that you've been taking to get better? Because mind you, everyone has become a medical professional. Everyone has a remedy. Everyone has something you can do. Kuzogcina kuthiwa asibhukuze emathuneni ukuze si-avoid COVID noma sibe ngcono. Especially now that not all of us are going to get hospital beds, unfortunately, guys. And you had a Minister of Health saying everyone's going to get it. So let us just assume we are all going to get it. Let us believe our Minister of Health, who told us everyone in South Africa is going to get it. So what do we do? What can we take? How can we prepare ourselves in terms of medication? Which one would you recommend as it's easy?
Because of the level of inequalities in this country, not everybody can afford the vitamin C's, all the things. My friend's been sending me nebulizers and all the things. I would suggest that everybody, when you wake up, drink hot water and lemon. If you don't have hot water and lemon, we all have tea at home, whether it's rooibos tea, whether it's Joko tea, whatever. Even if you don't have tea, just hot water, because the virus stays a long time here before it goes down. So in the mouth and in the throat. So drink whatever warm liquids. Try and drink warm liquids all the time. And then if you can, getting vitamin C, vitamin D. As you can see, I'm light skinned now. I'm darker than this, guys. I haven't seen the sun. So I've been taking vitamin D, vitamin E, if you can, zinc, immune boosters. For the first time in my life, I heard about something called umhlonyane because of this COVID. Drink it, guys. Drink it. If you have it, drink it. Apparently, we are supposed to drink it. It's an immune booster anyway. But because, the pharmaceutical companies and the Western world and the capitalism has tried to move this away from our indigenous ways and our indigenous knowledge that we know. All these things were always there and we moved away from them. So please, if you have it, take it. What else can I say? The food, you loses the sense of taste and smell. Eat it, even if it tastes like cardboard. Eat it. You need the energy. I didn't know that I wasn't going to be able to walk some days. Now I'm just coming back into walking. When I started walking, I was holding on to walls, and then I'm shuffling, and now I'm walking like a crab, but I'm walking, keep walking, we're getting there. But what I'm saying is, people will give us all the information and say this and this. Take whatever that you can, because it's important for people to share the knowledge that they have. And also for me, I strongly believe that once you've had the awakening, it's your duty to awake the other, and that's what I'm doing with this video. And I'm hoping that we can all learn, we can all take something from it. We can try, and like I said, the other thing that helped me a lot was bathing in Epsom salt and eucalyptus oil. And I was lucky enough because my friend Didi works with essential oils. So the Terra essential oils, I'll put frankincense here on my thumb, and I put it on my palette and take a drop of a lemon, lavender, breathe oil. Try and steam, people. Steaming has been our thing as Black people. Please use Vicks. Every house has to have Vicks. Every house must have Vicks. Vicks ain't expensive. Put Vicks in that water. If you have leaves, put leaves, whatever that you can, and steam. Steaming helps to take it out. It even opens your chest just with Vicks. And if you have somebody helping you, get them to rub your chest with Vicks. The other thing that I haven't been doing while I struggle with walking, apparently I was supposed to keep massaging my legs, and take aspirin, because it thins blood, because what happens also with COVID, your blood clots and it can't move and all that. Aspirin, take a lot of aspirin. If you have Epsom salt, if you don't have Epsom salt, just take baths. Can I tell you something? For the first time today, after so many days, I took a shower. I could stand in the shower on my own. It's a big thing. I stood in the shower. I was still holding on, but I did it.
That's a big achievement. And yeah, even here in the UK, they are saying, you must steam. And you know what they're doing, guys? Even you sleep class, English, guys, is never my first language. But that's all you were saying. which is sold in my farmers. It's gum tree trees. So if you can get hold of a gum tree and take hama leaves akhona, use them to steam, it's recommended. Nempepho or sage. If you can make tea ngempepho or uqume ngayo, it's also recommended. But I do not want to say too much because I will have Sis Nomsa, who is a nurse, who's going to come towards the end and to give us medical advice. But Thokozani, guys, we are so grateful for people like you who share their stories, because I know so many people who have had it, they don't want to share. I know even some employers who have banned employees from sharing their story because they don't want to lose business. Because if one of your employees test positive, you're supposed to close business for 14 days, but they don't want to lose money.
You know, Thenjiwe, this stigma thing doesn't make sense. Imagine now you're going to have a job. You have all these material things that you cannot even use. You cannot even drive your car. You cannot even move your legs. You cannot even eat all the food in the fridge that you have. Nothing. You're just laying there and hoping for the next day, hoping to get better. So you need to take care of yourself. Stigma ain't gonna take you nowhere. That job will be there tomorrow, but you won't be there. You won't even be able to get into it, to the job itself. So please, don't worry about material things. All those things mean nothing. Your life matters. You live only once, and you
And,
wanna have a good, healthy life. Those things are not gonna take you nowhere.
and Thokozani, we are now at a stage where more and more children are being sent back to school. Schools are reopening, children are going to school. Someone was complaining, Uguti, I think grade 1 now, they have to go to school. So what advice can you give parents? And can children get it? Because there's this stigma, which is abantu weak,
Well,
can children get it? And what advice would you give to parents regarding sending children back to school?
well, I'm not a medical doctor and I don't have any medical experiences or knowledge that much. I can talk from my experience. My children are between the ages that I work with, they are between the ages of 12 to 17. When they see me, they're going to want to hug me and hold me. When they see each other, even when we're working before they went to school, they want to hug and hold their children. It comes naturally. That's what they go back to school for, to play with each other. Now, I understand the economy that parents have to go back to work. And some parents don't have nannies at home who are going to sit with the 5-year, 6-year-old. So the best thing is to take them back to school and trusting the system that our government will do whatever they can to protect our children, because if they don't protect our children, they're not protecting the households. Those children are coming back to deal with the helpers, to deal with their mothers, to deal with the aunts, to deal with everybody. So if the system at school, the education system is not protecting the children, which means they're killing us. They're killing the whole families. I don't know what grade R are going to school for, because coloring? I've been doing my coloring because my coloring has been making me better. This is what I found joy in, you know. This is what I did for you guys last night when I was singing my gospel music. I told you I'm starting a new one for all of you. I don't know what grade I'm gonna learn, but I understand for some parents it's hard because they need children there. It's scary. I was saddened when I read something yesterday on Twitter that a 5-year-old was in a COVID ward alone for 11 days. And this 5-year-old died alone. Parents couldn't see the baby. Parents couldn't hold the baby. Nobody. And children need to be whole. This is how you show them love. And that's where they get the satisfaction. Imagine. So, yes, children's immune systems are stronger. Children are not immune to it. They can't get it, as far as I know, but not as bad as an older person like I am or my mother. So let's protect our children. But like I said, the economy, people need to go to work, and we're hoping that our government is going to start caring for us, because if that child has COVID, it's not just that child, the whole house has COVID. If one person in the house has COVID, the whole house is at risk. It's not just that person. So we're hoping that in all our government departments, we're going to be protected in whatever way they can.
Children can also get it, guys. It's very important that we know this, because it's the scariest thing with COVID is your loved ones cannot visit you in hospital. In fact, even if you are at home, they're not supposed to come to the room where you are quarantining. Nobody can visit you in hospital. And we are so grateful to have you back out of hospital, Thokozani, because a lot of people do not come back. And as families, the saddest thing about this, you're not even allowed to see the body. I've attended a couple of Zoom funerals because of our limitations. And it's the saddest thing, guys. It is the saddest thing, especially for us as Black people. We like to comfort each other during sad times, whether you are sick, whether you've lost a loved one, and this thing has taken that away from us. So let us protect ourselves. Let us protect those with weak immune systems, emakhaya. And when Thokozani, you are a pretty healthy person. You don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you say to the people who are saying they want cigarettes back in South Africa? Because you got it, and you were explaining how difficult it was for you to breathe, and people are saying they want to smoke, and some are even smoking illegal cigarettes because what advice can you give those people? Guys.
You know, I would say that that's suicide. That's people trying to kill themselves, because this is a respiratory disease. It affects your lungs, your breathing. So if you want to continue and smoke and force, you're killing yourself. But now the sad thing about cigarettes, it's not just for COVID, you're killing everybody around you. That is selfishness of human beings. Human beings are selfish. This is not about you. If you cannot save yourself, save somebody else. The smoking of cigarettes should be banned. Cigarettes should be the last thing that we put in our bodies right now. That's not what we need. We need more liquids, more water, like I said, warm thing. And guys, this thing of human beings being mean to each other and hating on each other, it gotta stop. We need each other. I've never felt so much love from all over the world, from people I didn't even know, from people I knew, from my friends. And you know, the sad part that was killing people the most is that they didn't know what to do. People want to be there for you, people want to help, but they cannot. So please help your friends, help you, and help yourself. The cigarette ban should stay banned. I'm with NTZ. We do not need cigarette, guys. You do not need to do this to yourself. Self-love is the most powerful thing you can give to you.
And what are some of the things that you did in order to pass time? I mean, it must be so scary to be by yourself for a whole 2 weeks. You can't have visitors. What are some of the things you did to keep yourself busy during the time when you couldn't move, you couldn't do anything?
Well, for me, this got me to even more obsessed with myself. I love myself, and I enjoyed spending time with myself. And I always find things that make me happy. So it was so nice when I could sing again because I love singing, you know. My friends are musicians and they always tell me I cannot sing. But I tell them God doesn't mind a bum note. So I would sing my lungs off. So I've been singing a lot and I don't sleep. I've been so scared of sleeping sometimes because sometimes I feel my lungs are not opening and I'm like, am I going to wake up tomorrow? So if I sit up all night, what am I going to do? Then I'm like, I cannot even hold a pen and write. You know, people talk about a journal entry. Sometimes you can't even lift your head. Sometimes you can't even open your eyes. Sometimes you can't even smile. Yeah, but for me, I sing, I tell jokes, I find things that makes me happy. Like I said, the coloring has been the main one. Now I'm gonna move to this one. I'm gonna start doing my journal thing that I got long ago, and I never got to do it. Um, and now that I eat everything. I eat everything. I'm so happy. And what else do I do? And I talk to my friends. Video helps. Sometimes it's hard for me to stay on the phone for long with people because then my chest and I get tired and I use a lot of energy. And then now that I started walking, I'm walking again. Um, I'm happy I can roll my eyes when I'm upset with people because before I couldn't even roll my eyes. Yeah, yeah.
So now you're just happy you can be upset with people again. I see that.
I can do this. Please.
You are such an amazing people. And those who may be wanting to help you, people who want to help you to assist you, perhaps with some airtime or other means, or to help with your charity, because you do help a lot of girls from the township. How can they get hold of you? How can they assist you?
Is needed, more especially with this kind of work. Right now, the rise of gender-based violence that we've seen in this country is unbelievable. So whatever kind of donation that you can give, it will help our young women. Like right now, the other day I was worrying sick and saying, oh my goodness, I haven't managed to get my girls vests. Just having long sleeve vests in this cold. Just them having socks. You know, so your donation will help us with deodorant, just food. They send me messages that Thokozani at home, there's no food. And I'm laying there and they haven't had anybody coming to help with schoolwork. I get them data so they're able to access schoolwork. So donating will help us get data so they're not missing out on school. Um, yeah, it will help us with a lot of things, just sustaining and running this foundation because what they go through daily in their households, on the streets, the things they have to deal with. They don't even have lemon. They don't even have heat. When I talk about heat or having water, they're like, Thokozani, you forgot to buy paraffin. Paraffin for 30 homes is a lot. To you, it's nothing, but it's a lot. So your donation, bread, just having bread in the household. If you tell somebody that they are sick, they need to take medication, Doesn't matter how much medication I can give them, but if they haven't eaten anything, the medication ain't gonna work. So even 50 rands help us get bread to few families. And thank you to people who have continued to help us. We are on Instagram. We called Detelelo Foundation. Detelelo Foundation meaning we forgive ourselves so we're able to move forward, because we know that we can never get or we can never have people who have harmed us to come and ask us for forgiveness, but we can't hold ourselves prisoners. We need to move on, so we forgive. So we called Detelelo Foundation, and we are on Facebook, and we also have donation page with all our information, and we also have PayPal. And yeah, let's help each other. I
So
believe
much.
that
That is just so wonderful to see you doing well.
I just wanted to say, Thenjiwe, I believe that COVID is here to teach us humanity again, Ubuntu. In isiZulu, we say, I am, because we are. Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. And they showed me. The love people showed me pulled me through. That's COVID. The love people showed me kept me stronger. So, yeah, COVID is here to teach us kindness and to get us to love ourselves and each other again.
Yeah. Hey. So guys, you can contact Thokozani on. Just bear with me, please. Let me just remove this. I don't know what's happening. You can contact Thokozani on her Instagram. You can inbox her and do try and assist with anything you can. And like I said, we did do a video that explains everything about the charity that she does, the work that she does for the girls. And it is such a shame that even during this time of lockdown, the rape cases are increasing. They are still at risk of very many things. And with Thokozani being ill, nobody's looking after them, nobody's able to go and check on them, and yeah, it's getting very, very scary. So please, your assistance will be very much appreciated. Even just to assist, anything from airtime ya 5 rand, or anything, especially for the girls, and also for Thokozani, so that she can still be able to communicate with the girls. So yeah, this is Thokozani's Instagram. Please follow her. Also to follow her journey, and please share the video and share Thokozani's Instagram so that people can learn, because a lot of people are not going to tell you what it's like. We are so lucky to have someone like Thokozani sharing her story with us. And we have Usis Nomsa, who is now going to join us for a few minutes. But I would just want Usis Nomsa to come in from a medical perspective, because there are so many questions that were coming through, and I think it would be unfair to ask you, because you are not a medical professional. You only know about your journey, and each and every person's journey is not going to be exactly the same. So Sis Nomsa will come through, and yeah, let me welcome her, and then I'll ask her a few questions. Sisi Nomsa, how are you?
Hi, Sanibonani. Oh my word. Sawubona Thokozani. I'm so happy to have people like you. You know, this is a very, very, very good panel. My goodness. I was listening to you. You are an inspiration. I wish everybody would be listening to you. Bagebezwe, the reality about this COVID-19. Let me tell you an honest thing, guys, about myself per se. when this thing, COVID started, being a black person, because I don't know if you've noticed that COVID becomes at its highest peak during winter time, because it under amakas. It becomes at its highest peak. So my belief was that no, like Thokozani Ndaba, people still believe it's a Western thing. It became a Western thing because it started in the West, where it was cold at that time. But now it's winter in South Africa. It's coming. It's going to kill a lot of people, and people are not listening. But my problem is that I've got one concern. I blame the government. Our government, I'm in the Western world. The government in the Western world is very good at educating people about anything. They don't just pounce upon you and say, okay, it's lockdown, you stay in the house, without knowing. You know, black people mostly are so resistant. They were not able to ask ngesikhathi slavery why nisitshela ngeBhayibheli, but they are able to question whatever comes from the government. Why nifuna sihlale ezindlini, thina sijwayele ukuyoziphuzela emathaveni, thina siyabhema. So our government has the duty to teach people. People like Thokozani can go around teaching people. Okay, at the moment, I'm so sorry, Thokozani, that you've been through such an ordeal. I'm happy at the same time that you have recovered, even if you are not fully recovered. But I'm happy that you are a living, example of this COVID-19. I'll make an example. Yes, people post things. Yesterday, I saw on WhatsApp, there's a group that I'm on. So in this group, somebody posted a picture, a video of someone who was in hospital in a mask, just an ordinary mask. And then underneath the statement, the caption was saying, this guy passed away, unfortunately. And then I think 30 minutes after, the very same guy came up and said, guys, I'm alive and kicking. It's just that I'm not yet well. So people need to be very careful of what they are posting on social media. Okay, ngize kundaba ye stigma. If you remember well, every disease, actually every pandemic, starting from abo leprosy, abo TB, abo HIV, all of those pandemics, zigupa is stigma. Because why? Lack of education. Before people get educated, they'll stigmatize you. You remember with HIV, whenever somebody was said to be HIV positive, people wouldn't even touch that person. People wouldn't even stay next to that person because of lack of education. But I think as time goes on, people will learn, especially because we've got people like Thokozani who will go around teaching people about this thing. Okay, I'm coming to the signs and symptoms. The symptoms from my medical background, lack of taste, like Thokozani Guti. If you eat something, it doesn't have any taste. You don't taste it. And the other one is lack of smell. Some people lose a sense of smell. You can even burn in the house. But at the end of the day, we, like I say, education is very important. People need to know about these things. And then with amakhambi, mina being a spiritual person, I believe kakhulu ezintweni zesintu. Izinto uThokozani as mentionile, I go for them. Like abo Eucalyptus. When I grew up, ekhaya when we had isifuba, siphethwe isifuba, we would go because izihlahla bezisaseziningi ngaleso sikhathi. So we would go and get amaqabunga eucalyptus because beyiningi la ngihlala khona. So we would go and get it, sifike sifake emanzini ibilise uphuza amanzi isifuba siphele, hlanganise nomhlonyane, umhlonyane which was in every household empompini la we had umhlonyane. Although now azisekho lezo zinto, like Thokozani has mentioned ukuthi the Western world decided to destroy everything that is African because they knew ukuthi sizophila longer than them. That is why they decided to good listen to siziqede. They knew the good about those things. So that is why they tried to get rid of them so that singazazi. Even our generation, the future generation shouldn't know about them. It is our duty to bring back those things, teach people about them. Things like garlic. Garlic is very good. Inezinto eziningi ezenzayo in your body for your immune system. It helps in so many things. Even ginger is the same. Ginger is the same. Even there was a tip that I saw about ginger. If you want to have a good night's sleep, you just take fresh ginger and rub the planter of your feet. La ngaphansi kwenyawo. Thokozani ufuna ukukhusho something. I can let her in.
Also, like when I was feeling nauseous, I chew on ginger. It helps just to chew on raw ginger and chew on it and then spit it out. It helps.
Yeah, ginger, like usho, it really helps. It's a very, very good remedy. So the other thing, mauna, the signs like nisho, lack of smell, loss of taste, try to drink, as soon as you feel the symptoms, try to drink loads of warm fluids. Never drink anything cold. Asiyeke into zamakho. Ngiyabona nje Thokozani right now. I just saw a glass of juice. Ikhuphuka. I know nokuyifuna, but try your best ukuthi uphuze into warm. Mina, like for instance, in the morning when I get up, the first thing, ngibilisa amanzi ami, ngifake either lemon or if ngena lemon, because sometimes lemon can be expensive. So for our people, I don't know if they can afford apple cider vinegar. Not any vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is the best. So you just put a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar emanzini abilayo and put some honey. Then you drink. Uyezwa even ekuseni, like usho, mawulele, everything becomes stagnant and nothing is, you are just lying down. So in the morning when you get up, you can feel that la empinjeni, it's like there's some clogging of mucus. So as soon as I drink that concoction, iyasuka, it helps a lot. It really helps. So it's important, even during the danger, when somebody is hlalele, drink it. Drink something warm, tea, coffee, anything warm. Don't drink something cold. And then if you feel ukuthi ngathi kuna something in your throat, try to gargle with salty water, warm salty water, ugaglishe, and then you'll feel the difference. And when you're talking about indaba stigma, you know, I was really, I don't know whether to say annoyed and surprised at the same time. I had friends of mine around here in the UK. I suspect, because when I asked about the signs and everything, they confirmed all the signs and symptoms of COVID. They couldn't get up. They couldn't even lift a phone to answer a phone. So it was, but that person keeps on saying, no, it wasn't. So anyway, right, yeah, okay. If she doesn't want people to know because usaba is stigma, then it's her own problem. But it will help if people come out and say, guys, this is real. it's real. The other thing, there's a lot of things going around, in as much as we no longer know where the truth is, right? For instance, I'm in the UK, and a lot of people that are dying are Black people and the minority group like Asians, especially Amandia and Filipinos. That's the highest number of people, and Caribbeans. So it is said, I don't know how far true it is, because abelungu nabo banama conspiracies up. But what they are saying is that because these people, black and minority groups, have got a lot of underlying conditions, like diabetes, heart conditions, all those things. So those are contributory factors to ukuthi COVID should attack you easily. I don't know how far true it is, but I've got that thing yokuthi I believe them a little bit, because about Caribbeans are prone to sickle cell. So they said even people with sickle cell anemia are prone to that. But what surprises me, I've worked on the wards as well. I've nursed a lot of white patients who have all those conditions like high blood pressure, they drink all sorts of medication. So why is it only blacks and the minority that are dying? Why abelungu bona bengafi? Because the numbers mostly is only black and minority groups. Why abelungu? I've worked on the wards. I'm talking from experience. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen a lot of whites with those conditions, and for long term, they've been having those conditions for iminyaga. They live on medication, which is what gives me ukuthi ngicabange ngithi, is it true or is it not true? And the other thing, there have been doctors coming up and claiming that I don't know if people have seen this.
Sorry to cut you, Sis Nomsa. I am just feeling sorry for Thokozani, because I can understand that she must be tired now, especially of sitting in one place. But this is such an interesting conversation, and I want to continue it, and I want to invite more people to share their experiences. But I want to release Thokozani, then she can just continue watching from the comfort of her bed. But Thokozani, can you just leave us with the advice, especially as South Africans or people from around the world, whoever is watching, whoever is going to see this video, what advice can you give us? I'm more worried about our people. People are going to after tears. People are hosting birthday parties for even children, and also smoking. So what advice can you give us as a survivor? You are a survivor.
Thank you so much, Sis Nomsa, to have you here. Thank you, Thenjiwe. What I would say to people is love yourself. Without self-love, you seek all the things from outside because you want those parties. You want for people to fulfill something inside you because you're so terrified of being with yourself. COVID is teaching us to go back into self and find out who we are. What is our purpose in this world? What are we here for? So you giving a party to an 8-year-old and bringing other people's children and putting them in danger because there's no self-care and self-love for you in your household, it is not fair because other people's children are going to cry to be in that party. But if I'm comfortable in my own skin, I'm comfortable with myself, I'm comfortable with the little that I have in my house, I don't need outside affirmation because I'm affirmed inside. I know that after all this, we will be out again. I know that after all this, we will be stronger as a nation. This is building us to go back to self, to go back to loving each other, and to teach us kindness. The world is terrible. There's so many killings of people, women, raping, killing of Black people. The system of racism is showing us flames in every way. But now this is the time to go back into ourselves as human beings and saying, we are human and we're here for each other. And the thing I forgot is that please, when you lay down with COVID, you have to lay down on your tummy. Always lay down on your tummy because it helps your lungs to breathe, and do these exercises, close and open exercises. And my daughter got me balloons. I love balloons. She got me red balloons. So try and blow and see. But it helps a lot to lie on your tummy and on your side. Don't lie facing up. It's not good for you. And also what helps me a lot, every night, I don't know why, my chest gets cold. So I put a hot water bottle and mad lemon, or put mad lemon inside the tea. But I put my hot water bottle here to help me. So thank you very much. Spread love and kindness. We can conquer COVID. Stay home, protect yourself. You don't need parties. You don't need to kill each other. You don't need to kill yourself. This thing does kill.
Yeah, thank you so much, Thokozani. We really appreciate you. And once again, guys, do follow Thokozani, Etelelo Foundation, or follow Thokozani, DM her but don't just DM her for things that are just not necessary. But especially regarding helping her and helping her organization. And yeah, let us just be there for her. And we are so grateful to have you. And I'm sure it's going to encourage other people to go get tested, to share their results, so that more and more people can have awareness and more people can know. Mr. Rona is here, and Mr. Rona is not here to play.
For everybody, poor, rich, black, white, Asian, Indian. Imagine this thing has to shut down the whole world. The whole world. Who are you?
Right now, Mina and Oprah Winfrey, we have the same problems. We're stuck at home. We have no work. We can't do shows. So guys, yeah, it is serious. Let us be careful. And yeah, thank you so much, Thokozani, for sharing with us. I'm gonna let you go and get some rest. We love you, we appreciate you. And
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. We asked Thokozani. I wish we could be here for longer, but because of the circumstances, ngiyakukhulula sisi, but I love you so much and thank you so much. Keep spreading the gospel. People will learn. Noma bengathi abafuni ukuzwa kodwa ultimately bazoyithola lento. And I think people who are listening right now, it has gone through their minds, good, wow, it's real. This is a living testimony of this COVID-19. Because like Thenjiwe ebesho, we used to think, you remember my girl, South Africa, it was discovered that people who came from, I don't know, from Italy, so that is why ngisagcizelela into yokuthi our government needed to teach people about this thing. That is why people bezitshele ukuthi hayi into yabantu abarich, into yabantu abanemali. Even people were saying labantu abanemali laba basilethele lento lena thina besiziphilela sisodwa la sizihluphekela bafikile bona bebeyapha emaholideyini. Uyayibona that thing. So people like you, Thokozani, we need people like you. Let's join hands, guys. We really need to join hands. And I wish the Minister of Health, Uzweli Mkhize, was listening. I hope he is listening wherever he is. He really needs to listen to such things. Abone ukuthi kunabantu who are prepared to do his job, teaching the nation about COVID-19. Thank you very much. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Yeah, thank you so much. When else is Sasala la Sazo join abanye abantu. Uyasala la. This is your full-time job now. So Wazani, thank you so much. We love you. Do continue listening from the comfort of your home. Yeah, guys, I have just I've put a link if you want to join us to share your story, to share your experience, or to share what you think should be done, because this thing ingenile ikhona, it's everywhere, isemalokishini, isemakhaya, iyo yonke indawo. Let us talk about it. Let us share our experiences. What can you share with us? What can you teach us? What have you used that has helped? Or what have you heard of ekuthiwa iyasiza mondli xaba? We were taking it lightly ekuqaleni. And Mondli, please do check your Facebook. I've sent you a message on your kuthiwa yini lento yaka-Facebook ye-message leyo ke kodwa. Yeah, but please do check that. I did send you a message on Facebook. Thokozani, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. So yeah, guys, please, here is a link. Do join us. Let us talk about this. Let us share what have you heard. What has your gogo told you can help? What have you heard about this? Whether udokotela wesintu, udokotela wesilungu, or just a person who happens to know ngezindaba zezinto ezingasiza. Prevention is better than cure, but this is one thing that we can unfortunately not prevent. But if izosifica si strong with immune system, so that noma kuthiwa iyasithola sizoba yilaba ekuthiwa asymptomatic, nanokuthi makwenzeka uyithola ikugulisa, what can you do to try and minimize? And if you have had it, what can people do to support those who do have it?
Okay, just to add on this thing, Yoguti, if we have the lapha, as soon as, like for instance, me now, I was, because I'm working far, so I was sharing a house with two guys, a doctor and a radiographer. A radiographer was a Filipino guy and a doctor was a Nigerian guy. So Bengsemsebenzini, I remember I got the message saying that I've had symptoms, you need to self-isolate. So I was asking myself, who's this? Whose message is this? And then afterwards, I said, oh my goodness, you know, in this country, as soon as, even if that person doesn't live just next to you, as soon as somebody sharing a place with you gets the symptoms, engakatesti positive or negative, just the symptoms, you need to self-isolate. So Mina, I've been in self-isolation since then. Can you imagine? Since May. The 6th of May was my last day at work. It was my last day at work. And I thank you, Thenjiwe, for coming up with such StreamYards, because they help me. You know, talking is a therapy on its own. And isn't this Kulumayo, they are very, very educational and they make my mind work, because COVID-19 can cause stress, guys. Living alone by yourself, you can run mad. There's going to be a very, very high rate of depression. If corner in this country is going to be worse. So in our country, in South Africa, I've noticed, I don't know if people do the same, because as soon as somebody has got COVID symptoms, you need, if you are living with that person, you need to self-isolate as well for 14 days to make sure. And then during the 14 days, you can go and have a test if you've got there are facilities around where you live. Go and have a test. I did a test afterwards. I did a test and it came up negative. So it doesn't mean good angnayo. It might be negative only to find that mina ngithwele amabutho ayo la, amasotsha ayo la kimi. So I think enye into ezobulala abantu in South Africa is because, like we mentioned, the employers, ama-employers afuna ukuthi umsebenzi uqhubeke. They don't care about i-health yabantu ne-life yabo. People, that is why uthola ukuthi kuthiwa e-supermarket ethile kunomuntu oteste positive. they still don't close. They don't close the business. Ngokomthetho kufanele kuvalwe, wonke umuntu self-isolate, wonke umuntu attestwe, and then the place should be completely sanitized. So can you imagine going to Spa or Pick and Pay or whatever, maybe 2 of the employees were tested. It's even worse if they were tested positive, but the business is still going. It means they don't care, because our government doesn't care for its own people, because our government need to be strict for companies and say, if one of your employees is tested positive, shut the business. The other thing is because they are not helping businesses, with this holiday pay. Unlike now, we are helped with holiday pays and all that. When you've got an account, you can stay without paying maybe for 3 months, and then they'll work out after that 3 months. So in South Africa, iyahamba imoto ayimanga yaqhubeka. No wonder taxi owners were fighting ukuthi the government is not meeting us halfway. So silaisha 100%. Silaisha 100%.
And you know what I am more worried about is the way of this style of leading through copy and paste, copying what's happening in Western worlds. I hear a lot of self-isolate. Let us be honest, an average Black person cannot afford to do that. We share bedrooms, we live in small homes, we share a bathroom. It's not very few Black people, and it's those who've made it in life. Even the middle class is still living in apartments or in suburban areas with 1 bathroom. So how do we self-isolate as Black people? How do you self-isolate when you do not have a spare room? Not all of us are mom keys, which you have a separate wing in your house where you can go and self-isolate. So we need African solutions for African problems. And we need to address this in an African way, because chances are in most Black households, once we don't have a spare kitchen. We don't have a spare bathroom for that person who's been found to be positive. So we need to come up with solutions for African problems, not these Western solutions that are working for infrastructure yase West. Thina vele sekuyasho nje ukuthi hospitals angazi kwasha kwacima, people were dying because ambulances were not coming before COVID. People were dying because of the lack of care in hospitals. That's why what we need to do is to make sure we have laws that say if you are a public servant, even if you get sick, you are not going to go to a private hospital. You're going to go to the public hospitals that you are building for people. If you think it's fit enough for the citizens that are voting to put you in power, it must be fit enough for you and your family. If we can start doing that, maybe they will start building facilities that are fit for human beings. And also, you can understand, nurses everywhere, like medical staff, they're in so much, under pressure, but under stress. I-attitude nebi vele ibolile izibhedlela zasekhaya public hospitals before stress corona. What are we doing about it? Can you imagine how many people are going to die just because of negligence? Before corona kills them, it's going to be in negligence. So we really, really need education. We need self-love, and we just need to come up with African solutions, because we're all copying solutions that work for the Western world. They don't work for us. And sometimes I can understand people who are saying, I am not going to disclose that I'm COVID-19 positive because I don't have symptoms, because I have my family to feed. If I disclose, I'm going to be told to stay at home for 14 days and I'm not going to be making any income. Here, you make income. In other countries, you make income. Most people don't. People say, no, Pela, I'm not registered full-time. I'm not permanent, so no work, no pay. So what do we do to those things? Why are we copying izinto zase West? Let us come up with a South African solution. Sis Beauty is joining us now. Let us hear ukuthi uthini uSis Beauty ngalolu daba esikhuluma ngalo namhlanje. Sawubona sithando sami.
Sawubona njani?
Siyaphila unjani?
Ngiyaphila nami.
Thank you so much. Yabona no Sis Nomsa is so happy to see you. We are so happy to have you. Thank
My
you so much.
queen. Hello, Sis Nomsa.
I hope you were listening from the beginning. You
I'm
heard
calling
the
you Sis Nomsa, but you're not really Sis Nomsa. I'm older than you. I was listening to Thokozani. It was really inspiring the way she put the story across, because really many people in South Africa, they're still not aware about the severity of this pandemic. They think it's a hoax. Some are saying it's a hoax. Oh, it's not a hoax. It kills. There's somebody I once worked with, a lady I once worked with, who died. Somebody I know, it hits home once it kills somebody that you know, and you're like this is real. So they need to take it seriously. My parents, they're going out as if nothing is happening. It is real. We need to protect our children. As you were saying, yes, it's not possible for us, South Africa, because, like for instance, we live in a house, there's about 10 of us. We share one bedroom, and one is affected. There is just no way that one person who's affected with COVID can isolate. How are they going to isolate? We're sharing bedrooms, we're sharing bathrooms, we're sharing everything. So it's impossible for us to self-isolate. That's where the government needs to chip in and create isolation places where people can be taken. Like, you'll be put there for quarantine if you're taken away from the family, from the children, and be isolated there for 14 days, and then be tested and come back to your family. And then I was told that by a close family member of mine that they were told that they only test you if you have symptoms. Even if a member in the family is affected, they don't test the whole family. They have to wait until one member of the family tests positive, and then that family that member of the family has symptoms, and then that's when they will test that member of the family. How is that going to work?
We must also remember
what is happening.
We must remember this is also a money-making scheme for the big pharmas, the pharmaceutical companies. Like I've heard chemists such as with this camp, they've been given funding to test people who are of low income, but people are struggling to get tested because you have to have symptoms, and you have to go and do an affidavit, and you're already sick. You have to go and deal with the police. Aren't you going to pass it on to the police, Manj? Because finally you're going to affidavit and all that. So it's becoming very, very scary. And yeah, now Sis Noms.
Where's mawukhuluma ngokuyenza affidavit?
I don't know.
My word.
I don't know what's happening with this sound, but this sound here too is going horrible.
Yeah, bad. Ni right manje ngiyazwakala.
Let me try and refresh.
I can hear Unomusa. And I can hear Thenjiwe.
Yeah, umam beauty mayikhuluma bengingamuzwa kahle because there were some sounds. I-sound yakhe nje beyibheda kakhulu. Right, ngikhuluma ngento yokuyenza affidavit bantu. Oh my goodness. Thenjiwe amaphoyisa asekhaya. Oh goodness. I-attitude yamaphoyisa asekhaya is the same as the attitude of our nurses ekhaya. I don't know, black people, we've got this thing yokuthi I'm behind the counter. I own you. It's all over in the home affairs office, everywhere. As soon as they are behind the counter. And what annoys me, when I was at the embassy in London, they've brought the same attitude from Ekaya. They bring it to the UK. They've got the same attitude. Why Godwa? So mawukhuluma ngento yokuthi people are supposed to go and have an affidavit. It's giving people a problem because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Mina, what I can advise people, ukuthi bantu njengoba sikhuluma ngento yokuthi kune overcrowding, our houses are small, we live in yazi singama families amakhulu. Let us try, like uThokozani bekhuluma, just ordinary bleach. Always have amanzi akho ane bleach nendwangu yakho. Every time you wipe, uhlala uwipe. At least it works as a sanitizer. Because sanitizer ngokwayo inayo bleach angithi. So it helps. Those are simple things because not everyone is rich. Akusiyo wonke umuntu onemali yokuthenga ama wipes, ama sanitizer in. But let people try ukuthi amanzi ane bleach awahlale khona. Kuhlala kuwipe yonke into, surfaces, ama handles, everything, every time. And like I said, drink loads of warm fluids, tea, coffee, amanzi, honey, or ihani if unganayo, just drink water with maybe lemon or apple cider vinegar. It's, oh my goodness, yes, makhulunywa ngento ye. In the first place, why Discam offered to do those tests if isazoba nemibandela emingaka? Why don't they just say people come for a test? Kungekho mibandela. It's making life difficult for people at the same time. Kwayona. It's offering to help, but it's making life difficult for people. Oh, it's so hard, guys. It's so hard. It's really hard.
Really hard. Really hard. Yeah, it is difficult. Ulindo Mzuli uthi, please share whatever we can use as remedies ukuze sihlale sivivile. Sis Beauty, what remedies can you share with us esingawasebenzisa ukuze sihlale sivivile?
The first remedy is to stay away from public areas. That's the best remedy. What I do myself in the morning, I wake up, just go into the bathroom, get warm water, drop of salt, a little bit of salt, and gargle, to wash away all those viruses that could be accumulating in your mouth and your throat, and just have a gargle. And then, as people have been saying, just like Unomsa has been saying, you just use a drop of cider vinegar or lemon juice, or cut a lemon, the actual lemon, slices of lemon, and put it in warm water, and put a drop of honey if you've got honey. If you've got no honey, just lemon juice and water, and you have a drink. And you just need to drink clear fluids as well. Keep yourself hydrated throughout the day. Don't wait for yourself to be infected. And whenever you're going out, what I do, whenever I'm going out, I wear a mask. I've got a mask. I have to protect myself, even if people are walking around without one. I've got one here. I've got my own mask, which I put on whenever I leave the house. That's my advice. And as Unomsa said, if there's somebody in your family who's been affected, just plain warm water and soap. You just go around cleaning the door handles, the toilet seats, whatever. Just plain soapy water. That's virus. It cannot stand just plain soap and water. You don't need to go and buy all those sophisticated things, because most people at home, they don't have money to buy those things. and then you eat
That is so
to
true.
eat healthy. Once you're affected, you need to eat healthy so that the body can rebuild itself.
Yeah, guys, I like what Usis Nomsa and Usis Beauty are saying, because you are taking into consideration that we are talking mostly to South Africans or Africans, and we do not have access to things that they have here in the Western countries. Lana, you can go to the pound shop and buy for £1. In America, you can go to the dollar store and buy for $1 a very big sanitizer. You can buy one, you can keep in your bag. So this thing of copying what other countries are using, I like the idea of having self-isolation centers. But given what our leaders have done with the people who were coming into the country through repatriation flights, everyone I know has been complaining about where the condition of the areas where they've been put to isolate. Imagine if they were doing those things for abantu nje emalokishini, if they couldn't provide decent places for people who were repatriating. Can you imagine if they had to do that emalokishini? Because people were so scared. They were saying, even if you came unganayo i-COVID, you're gonna get it in these areas because they're not cleaned well. Someone was sharing their story, but embedeni, there were still banana peels between the duvet and the sheets, which means it wasn't made, let alone cleaned, let alone disinfected, which means whoever was living there. But they're complaining, hey Tendai, Umam Beauty, if bad connection yakhe or something, whenever she speaks, I struggle to get her what she's saying. I don't know what we can do to sort out in the sound yakho, Mom Beauty. It's cracking. Yeah, crack. Ngathi khumbula radio mayingeno ikokorosh. Makuthiwa ishayela we have Grace joining us. Let us welcome Grace. And guys, if you want to join us, here is the link. I have put the link up. Please do click on the link and join us. Let us talk about this. Let us share our knowledge. And so if we have any traditional healers available in the house, here is the link. Let us talk about what other indigenous remedies we can use. Because I've seen the amahlamvu kamtree, Eucalyptus. They take our things, they give them scientific names, and then they come back and sell them to us. All these things we grew up seeing as again. Steaming. Even Uktata is now called colonic cleansing. So go 1,500 rand. But now we're doing it technically. Steaming is a guys. Let me welcome Grace. Hi, Grace. Hi, Grace. Please unmute yourself, and we cannot see your face. Grace. Grace. Okay, while we wait for Grace, Sis Nomsa, anything to share with us in terms of izinto that we can do? I know, Guti, you have shared with us about drinking warm liquids, and also the same things as Beauty, avoid going out unnecessarily. What I'd like to know, Emmanuel, tell Minister, sizoyithola sonke. So I'm working on those bases. How do we support those who get it?
Right. All right, Minister. That is why Mina, at my workplace, we treat every patient as a COVID-19 patient. It doesn't matter whether that patient has got symptoms or not. We treat them as COVID-19 patients because umuntu onayo akabhalwanga. And some people, they just keep quiet. You know, they don't say good day money. Last year in a fever, I was feverish and all that. Like sibuyela kule yantu ye stigma ukuthi umuntu sabe ukuthi oh bazathi ngine COVID. Let me keep quiet. I'm not going to say. It's the same as HIV. People used to keep quiet. Bangasho ukuthi I'm HIV positive. Maso uthole needle stick uzihlabe ngenaliti ephuma kuyi khona eshoyo, which is very selfish of people. So ubaba uMkhize njengoba ethi sonke izosiphatha, I wonder ukuthi plan lakhe yini, uza naliphi plan ukuthi ngasiphathi, actually ukuthi asivikele. Uza naliphi plan. We need him to come up with a solution. That is why ngithe mina I wish he could be in such stream yards. Sikhona ukuthi sidiscuss naye, ezwe naye from our perspective ukuthi sithini. Azokwazi ukuthatha konke akuhlanganise akuyise parliament athi guys, this is the situation. Abantu bathi 1 2 3, because ngeke uyazi into if you are not in the situation. Tina, because we are in the situation, we are looking after these people who have got this COVID-19. We know what we are talking about. And there are people like Thokozani who have experienced it, who have undergone it, who are a living testimony of what it is like to have COVID-19. So our government, I would appeal to you guys, Nina, Thenjiwe, you've got links. Please make sure that you invite one of them, especially Umkhize, so that he can come. Azosizwa sikhuluma. The other thing I just want to point out, if you feel good you are not well, because now you're in flu symptoms, and you know how flu is. Lucky enough, I've never had flu. But I had people that you become tired. Try your level best to ungalali. Don't allow it, because the more you lie down is the more you kill yourself. It's going to attack you. Try to do some movements, even if we are move blindly, just walk around, so that system yakho can be able to fight lento ukuthi ingahlali, because ukuba stagnant kuyabulala. Like with old people mabahleli, because they are sitting for the whole day, they are doing nothing, they become prone to into ezifana nabo constipation. I understand, because everything is stagnant. Baba prone to abo pneumonia because they are doing nothing. So try to do some exercises, like just walking around. It helps, it really helps. And izinto ezifana nalezi aboma StreamYard, aboma Zoom, talk to people. Mina uyazi Thenjiwe, you know, you were God sent to me. You were really God sent. Uyazi ukuba kwami ukuhlala ekhaya ngingabuyele emsebenzini, ukuba khona kwakho has helped me a lot. I didn't even feel ukuthi hey madoda konje umuntu akasebenzi, there's no income. I'm always happy, because you know, whenever sizoba ne-StreamYard, I just get excited ukuthi hey sifika nini lesikhathi sizokwazi ukuqala sixoxe. Uyayibona leyo nto. I like one thing ukuthi we are educating people, and mina I would advise even other healthcare professionals, because I might be saying something maybe abangaba against yona. They are welcome to come up nabo beze nama views abo ukuthi no mina ngibona, like for instance this bekubani konje lo uthi uyamfaka khona manje. I realized she's a nurse, because yesterday when we were talking about cord around the neck, she even mentioned it's very dangerous because umntwana can die. So I was happy when you invited her, and unfortunately she didn't come in. I think she was going to come up with more advice, because somewhere somehow maybe I've missed some things, and as a human being I'm prone to forget. Sometimes uthola ukuthi njengoba sikhuluma kunezinto eziningi engizikhohlwa, mase ngingedwa sesiphumile ngithi oh ngabe ngithe ngikhohlwe ukuthi. Uyayibona leyo nto. I mean, we are human beings, so I would really appreciate it, especially nurses in South Africa. I would really appreciate it if they can come bastreame nathi, so that we can discuss these things bakhona bona, because manje thina sesingenwe yi-Western way of nursing, the healthcare way of the West. So izinto eziningi excuse me, Izinto eziningi ezisekhaya, we've forgotten them. For instance, when I went back to South Africa, I went back in 2000. I was working in 2017 in one hospital. I've forgotten so many things. You know, they were, whenever they were talking about something, I was like, wow, what is this now? When they were talking about about HIV, how to get, I was like, wow, I'm lost here. I don't know what they are talking about. Because into ukuza kwami ngapha kungifundise ukuthi there's a big difference between izinto zangapha nezasekhaya. We understand. Lapha, they don't dwell so much on HIV because I don't know whether ayiveleli or what. Ikhona yona, but people are treated in that way. Unlike ekhaya, people with HIV are known, and unfortunately, they are being stigmatized. People still don't accept them. Even the healthcare professionals, they treat them like, doormats. There was a time I was home. So I went to one clinic next to where I live, and I saw these people, a group of people sitting in this room. It was dark. So I was with this nurse who knew me. I trained her. So I said, why are these people sitting here? And then she couldn't answer because she became embarrassed. Guys, I still treating people like this in this era, people. Why nibeka bantu ebumnyameni? Akusabantu bona. Don't they have the right? And long to find that I discovered ukuthi abantu abazolanda ama-ARVs, which is not nice. It's not at all nice. And nurses at home, they still have this tendency of calling people ngama-diagnosis abo. Nokuthi baba classify. Abazolanda ama-ARV ngapha. I mean, there's no need. Where is confidentiality? We are taught about confidentiality, but we scream, tell the whole world about someone. I mean, ARV is my personal, it's my confidential, I need it to be protected. And I expect a healthcare professional to protect me. So where's advocacy? Because we are supposed to be patients' advocates, but we don't do that. It's so embarrassing. I was trying my level best being bad teacher because they were young, and lucky enough they were listening. Some of the things that I was telling them, they were saying, oh yes, they are right. We are supposed to treat people as our own, So I would be really, really happy if South African nurses or day off, banyazi, they do a lot of Facebook and whatever. Us join if a day off, sikwazi we discuss lento. We need their input because most of the time, most of the things that we are discussing, sidiscussa izinto ezi-affecta abantu basekhaya, not in England. So we need their input as well. Ngiyabonga.
I just want you to play you guys something.
One of the awards.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of the awards, yeah?
Yeah, it's 300, so they still have a 500 spaces.
Yes, it's one of those.
Somewhere down.
500 down, yeah. So what we're doing is as the deep comes, we're filling up the next word and we're filling up the next word as we're going to go along. Yeah.
Yep. That's them showing us these places that have been built and they are already filling up. If you didn't see properly because it's a short video, I'll play it again for you. These are the places that have been built. Bafagama beds for our patients because the hospitals are filling up.
Yeah, it's 300, so they still have a 500 spaces.
Yes, it's one of those.
Somewhere down.
500 down, yeah. So what we're doing is as the deep comes, we're filling up the next word and we're filling up the next word as we're going to go along.
And
hi everybody, it is 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work, slaving away. It's absolute chaos. I have had 3 deaths in the space of less than 2 hours. The third was the most shocking. I just found out that the lady is pregnant. All respiratory issues, came in shortness of breath. The place is packed like crazy. We don't even have any oxygen ports to put the patients on. Patients with oxygenation and sets of 80% are in the are not on oxygen. They are in the passages. It's real. It's real. I beg of you, please. I plead, guys. COVID is in our streets. It's a real thing. Please act responsibly. Wash your hands. Practice social distancing. Stick to the lockdown regulations. Take it easy, please, please, please. Be safe. People are out here dying. It's not a joke. It's
Yep, guys, it is not a joke. It is happening. This is what's happening in South Africa. There are many other videos. We have seen even some of our celebrities coming out, and thanks to people like Thokozani, because after she shared that video, we had so many other people sharing their stories with us to say, Nami, I've been home for these many days and I have been suffering, but being sabugusho because of the stigma. So we need more people just to educate our people so that our people know this thing is here, this thing is real. And let us try and minimize the exposure. And also we must know you don't get it go 12 so you can still spread it before you even know ukuthi unayo. So let us take care of our family members and our loved ones. And Sis Nomsa Utini, I don't even want to play these videos because I don't want to give them any airtime or publicity because they really annoy me. There were two, one in Durban, one in Eastern Cape, where they were having parties after tears, what we call after tears, to celebrate after Mngcwabo. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know why people do it, but they do it. So they did after tears, and these funerals had way more than 50 people, way more than 50 people. And now, in one of these after tears, everyone who attended has tested positive. Can you imagine how many families are now going to get it? So what advice can you give people who are still hosting parties, who are still going to funerals, and worse, who are going to these after tears where they are drinking, they are dancing, and they are touching and hugging each other? What advice can you give them? Dispute.
My party will always be there after the COVID virus. What is so important about these after tears parties? Why are people so stubborn? Abantu bafuna ukuze bade babone kufa ifamily zabo ukuze babelieve that i-COVID is real. Inamba yabantu akufanele ba-attend the funeral has been stipulated and set down by the government to protect people. But abantu, they're flouting the rules and regulations. They just don't care. Because in these parties, you are dancing, you are drinking, you are drunk, you are coughing all over the place, and the droplets are just all over the place. And we are infecting everybody who is in that vicinity where you are attending this after party. Why can't people wait? Why can't people learn? You know, there have been statistics in well-developed countries like Italy or Spain, the UK, the number of deaths in places that are more developed than South Africa. And we're still living in shacks, we're still living in one-bedroom houses where there's 6 people living in a one-bedroom house. And we're going around spreading the virus and not listening to the advice that we're given by the health professionals and by the government. And we're putting those health professionals at risk as well, because once we catch the virus, we have to go to seek help from these health professionals, and we are infecting them as well. Why are we so stubborn? What happened to us, the Black nation? Why are we so stubborn? It makes me so emotional because I have members of my family who are affected.
Yeah, Sisnomsa uthini wena ngale ndaba yama-parties and after tears and all these things that people are doing.
Yazi nami, I'm just becoming emotional like Usis Beauty. People don't want to listen. Mina nje, I'll make an example of my own son, Ekaya. You know, I was talking to my husband. Sobabili sihlulekile. And he's this type of person othi mawukhuluma naye avela zismayilele akutshela ukuthi uzwile. Maqeda, he's continuing with the same. And what worries me more, I'm so worried. I've got 3 grandkids. Actually, there are 4, but the other one I won't count because mdala. I've got 3. It's a girl who is 13 and 2 who are twins. And the twins are autistic. Guys, yazi, I'm always worried. I'm always worried because people don't listen. People want to smoke. And what I've noticed, these spaza shops, Zama, Somalian and Pakistani, they are selling cigarettes to our people. Do you know ukuthi bathengisa i-cigarette like basifaka phakathi kwesinkwa, umuntu uyahamba ayothenga iloaf kanti akusiloaf, ngaphakathi kufakwe i-cigarette? What is all that? Why do our people want to let other people kill them? Because I mean, really, why should you force? And what I said, I was saying, this is the time for people to detox, you know, like from smoking, from drinking. This was their chance. I-lockdown was their chance. Why kufanele thina South Africa kuze kufanele kulethwa amasoja azoshaya abantu? And nakhona amasoja mawabashaya siyakhala futhi sithi these soldiers don't have the right to do that. Their only thing okufanele bayenze is to control people. But people are not controlled. They don't want to listen. But I put the blame on our government at the same time. Like Nabo, they still throw parties. They throw parties. And as for caring for our people, they don't care. There's a post of one of the ANC members in the Eastern Cape who owns a Bentley. How much is a Bentley, guys? How much is a Bentley when there are people who are suffering? And there was a post that I've just seen of kids helping themselves. Agunama toilet. It's in the Eastern Cape as well. Agunama toilet. They are pooing outside, but and helping themselves. What is all that? What is going on with South Africa, guys? What is going on? That is why people sometimes don't listen. It's because the government itself nje ayikho ngempela. Kunzima, guys, kunzima.
You just touched You touched on a very important point about abantwana besikole, and I am coming right back to that point. Please hold this. Ngicela sendele uPetunia Ndlovu uthi ngicela ukubuza kuMamnomsa ukuthi kumele utheste after isikhathi esingakanani ngemuva kokuba namanye ama-symptoms e-COVID. So uthesta emva kwesikhathi esingakanani emva kokuba nama-symptoms. I would assume it's as soon as possible, but angiphose intambo kuMamnomsa ngizokuthi.
Yeah. As soon as you discover what you've got these symptoms, you need to go for a test. Like, for instance, for one, I had a test, but I didn't have symptoms. It's because my housemates had symptoms, not me. Mina bengena lutho, but I had to test to make sure ukuthi I didn't catch anything. So akunaskhathi. Just go and have a test. As soon as you feel headaches, you feel ukuthi ngathi uyavaleka, go and have a test done for your safety. Prevention is better than cure, guys. Prevention is better than cure. And manje ekhaya,
Yeah.
ekhaya I heard ukuthi ngathi test is been paid for. Where do they expect people to get the money? Whereas there's something that I wanted to ask from Thokozani. Did she get this trial vaccine? Beilogi P walapaya epara. I don't know. I forgot to ask her. You are aware that there was a.
Yeah, I did ask her, but in our private conversations, and I'm sure she would be happy for me to share this. No, she didn't get a vaccine, and she was not gonna agree to it being given to her. And as soon as she was able to move around and get, she asked to because she could tell Uti they were overwhelmed and they were not getting the best of care. And she was in a private hospital, in one of the best private hospitals in South Africa. I think our vaccines are where most people do not even read what they are signing, where most people are not even asked or offered. They are just given our vaccine. So that's a big problem that is happening. And unfortunately, a lot of our people cannot afford a private hospital. And also with the beds piling up, guys, it's going to get to a point where you do not have even a choice of what's in the medical aid. If I'm a private hospital, I'm a private hospital as of a. And when you think we're talking COVID here, we're talking an airborne sickness, and then you are looking virus corona, and you are looking at how they are piling people up.
This is one of the wards, eh? This is one of the wards, yeah?
Yeah, it's 300, so there's still about 500 spaces.
Yes, this one of the
Somewhere down.
500 down, yeah. So what we're doing is, as the deep comes, we're filling up the next ward and we're filling up.
They're still going to put another 500 people on top of those. We're talking about a virus where people are supposed to be isolating. On top of those, they're saying there's a space for another 500. That's why our loved ones, maybe you're not allowed to go and see them. And loneliness can kill you. Imagine your 5-year-old, imagine yourself, imagine your parent. There is a story of a family that kept calling the hospital because all you can do is call to find out how's your loved one doing. And they kept saying, hi, your mother is fine, she's getting better, she's fine, just to dismiss them. And then after 2 weeks, one of the daughters came who had arrived from overseas. And after she did her 2-week quarantine, she was like, I want to go and see Ma. I have to go. And when they went to the hospital, security, but why in a hospital instead of going to a mortuary? That's how they found out that their mother had died. The hospital had kept telling them, Uguti, she's fine, which means they're just being dismissive because they are just busy and overweight. You call and ask, is patient so-and-so, how is patient so-and-so doing? And they tell you, no, they're improving, they are good, but your person has died. And also I have seen funerals, guys, people, and unfortunately, the person we were going to have was going to take us through the funeral and all the burial, and all that, of someone who dies of COVID, changed his mind because he didn't want to lose business. He didn't want to talk too much, and he didn't want to come here and not say everything. But he said he is afraid he might lose business if he comes and shares with us. But you're not even allowed to say Stum. So you're just giving umuntu wako, you can't view the body. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, guys. Let us try and avoid this thing. Prevention is better than cure. But going to colleague, you have seen what's happening. We have heard what's happening. But schools are opening, children are back, and they say they have made into ezokwenza iy'ngane zingayitholi, and this is one of them. Let us talk about what do we think about this. Is this going to prevent children getting? Yes, guys, I need friends in the government. I mean, I need to get these tenders. Now I can do that. I need to get these tenders. There's someone who probably made millions for this. Do you think this is good enough? Is it going to help children, and I do not see 1 meter. Yes, I see this plastic thing blocking them, so to make it hard for them to copela, but I do not see 1 meter. I am sorry, I do not see it. But yeah, Sis Beauty, what do you think of this? Is this good enough for us to send our children back to school as numbers are going up in our country?
No, it looks ridiculous to me. Why are they treating our grandchildren like chickens? It's like they're in chicken coops. Whose idea was that? I'd never send my grandchild to that. Never, ever. They lost a grade, then go and be there. It's ridiculous.
Sis Nomsa, when are children ready to go to school? Is this good enough for us to say, yay, the government has done something, let's send our children back to school? I mean, I want friends in the government, guys. If you are in the government and you are watching, please become my best friend and give me some tenders. I know my things.
Uyazi uyangihlekisa uBeauty makathi angeke avumele umzukulu wakhe aye lapho. Uzoyibona kanjani le ndaba? Ngeke ayibone. This, I agree with her. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Well, yona, it's safe because akunakuthi bayahlangana, but it's just ridiculous because I don't know. We've got, hey, yeah, tenders, guys. Amatenda ayenza abantu balethe ezinye izinto nje ezixakile. Uyazi, they bring, they just bring. Hey sizathini ithenda umuntu uthola ithenda wenza wathi hayi ngizanifakela ngaleso sikhathi yena ufake ama-million in his pocket, his or her own pocket. Meanwhile ingane zabantu nabazukulu bethu, they are in that condition. What about outside? Outside, is there something to prevent them from playing, hugging? Because ingane ziyadlala, they can't stay endaweni eyodwa. Mabafika ngaphandle bayadlala, bayagijimisana, bayakhavarana yonke lento. So safety iphi? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't at all. I think the government needs to use.
I don't know what's happening with your sound, Sis Nomsa. I do not know what's happening, but your sound is starting to give us trouble. But can we address Ududu Masango is coming with something very concerning. My sister's friend went to a community clinic. Kwathiwa phelile, I assume sikhuluma ngama-test. Kwathiwa phelile ama-test, she had to come back home. South Africa is bad, guys. There was also a test atholakala ehlathini, which I don't have that footage now, but it was just doing rounds. How careless can you be? Ama test kanjalo. But like so early on, sephela ama test aphelile. Like, what hope do we have? Uthi unolwazi Nandinyembi kuvuliwe lana, but abantu abakayi. I can't put my kids at risk at a time like this. No, I do agree with you, Nolwazi. I'd rather a child repeats a grade because you are not going to get back in life. They can repeat a grade. In fact, I'm going to start opening a business in Zuntai. Reported to take them to a grade you want to take them to. If it's so important for you. My next grade. Now, I'd rather they repeat a grade. I refuse to allow my son and daughter to go back to school for the sake of their safety. I do agree. I do think it is very important. Even us, and I am well aware of what's happening. But when I go into town, I even avoid going to my local town because when you see a familiar face, it's just on autopilot. You want to hug, you want to shake hands, you want to be like this. It's on autopilot because in a primary school, like us as grown-ups, we have to teach ourselves. And also some people give you attitude. if you do the right thing, because they think we are ngabo, because they come with a hug and they're like, corona, and they're like, are you saying I have corona? I have no symptoms. Why, you know? So imagine the children, guys, they haven't seen their friends in a long time, and we hug, we share sandwiches. Like children will share each a piece. So I don't know.
Wow. Hey, inzima lento. I was talking to my younger sister Izolo, talking about lento social distancing. Ekhuluma ukuthi, hi, our people like being close. You know, noma ngabe uyakwazi noma ngakwazi. In the queue, you are waiting in the queue at the bank. The person will be right on top of you. So my younger sister was saying, I mean, ngivele ngibatshele ngithi bathungu social distancing, imela lena, 1 meter apart, please. They don't care. Like Usho wena Thenjiwe, they give you an attitude once you try to show them the right thing. Ukuthi social distancing, no hugging, no holding hands. We know we love each other, but for now, let's try to play safe. Let's try our level best to play safe. Hey, you guys, I can continue this beautiful me angisazi mina ukuthi ngathini. Hey. Thenjiwe. Thenjiwe. Uphi? Walahleka. Kwenze njani?
You know, I don't know what happened, and I was on a screen alone, and I was like, there's something wrong here. How can they both disappear? And then I had to refresh my computer, and then I'm like, they are still here. Just I was just talking to myself the whole time. But also, can we also go, before Sivale, can we talk about the emotional impact of this whole thing? Even though it's not directly COVID-19, but it is directly COVID-19, because without it, we would not be staying at home, losing money, losing jobs. And a lot of people are not coping emotionally. A lot of people are having psychological breakdowns. A lot of families are breaking down because of it. So what can we do to try to our best to cope during this thing? Because I've lost money every day since this thing started. I haven't performed since beginning of March, end of February, and it's just scary. Yeah, beginning of March. I last performed mid-March, which means I've not been earning March, April, May, and now we go into July, and definitely till the end of July, there's no stream of income. And I know I am not alone. There are many other people, not just in my industry, in many other industries. And some of us are breadwinners. By us not making an income, it's affecting our relationship with our families. It's affecting our relationship with even our loved ones. Abanye abantu bebekonywa ngokuthenga utshwala emajoyintini. Manje they stuck at home. They can't even get girlfriends because they don't have money and amajoyinti awavuliwe. So what can we do to cope without using drugs and alcohol, even drugs, even including drugs, a prescription? What advice can you give us? I'm calling our systems.
Hey, like bengisho wena Thenjiwe ukuthi mina ngibonga wena, you were really godsend ukuthi ube khona kulento ye-StreamYard on YouTube, because it really helped me. Otherwise, if bowungekho, I think I was going to have a nervous breakdown. It's really hard. It's really hard because mawedwa, everything comes over to you. Moreover, mina, I've got siblings, ekaya. There are things that are happening. Some are passing away. Some are, like, for instance, my brother at the moment is in hospital, in ICU. He had a fall. Can you imagine a person who is in her late 70s? A person who is in his late 70s, from the roof of the house. My brother had that fall and he sustained a severe head injury and had a brain hemorrhage. And then
Sis Nomsa, I don't know. Sis Nomsa, your sound, yes, super again. I don't know what's happening, and that's something so important for us to hear. Can we just please try again? Angazi kwenzekani nge-sound.
Okay, I was just saying ukuthi ngizoqala ekuqaleni. Okay. Ngizoqala ekuqaleni ukuthi like bengisho kuwe Thenjiwe ukuthi I thank you, you were really God sent ukuthi ube khona entweni efana nalena, because it really helped me mentally and emotionally. Uyazi ukuhlala ungaxoxi namuntu. Well, my daughter always comes and see me, but naye une life yakhe. She's working. Yena ke she's fortunate enough, she's working from home. But I was saying, ekhaya we've got siblings. I've got my brother right now who is in hospital in ICU after sustaining a severe head injury, falling from the roof of his house, and operator craniotomy done. So anyway, he is improving. His condition is improving because he's able to open his eyes. He can, respond when someone is talking to him. So, hlala sikhuluma nabantu, it really helps. Mina, I believe in ukuthi talking to other people is a big therapy. It has really helped me mentally and spiritually. So I would advise people to try their level best to communicate, because COVID-19 has got a very strong impact on our mental states. It really affects people. And if you are not strong enough, uzogula ngengqondo. You won't survive. But mina ke, because I'm a strong person, I've been through a lot, I'm surviving. Thank you. Thenjiwe, beauty. Wena Thenjiwe. They are gone.
No, we are not gone. We are here. We are here. Let me just add Sis Beauty, Sizwe ukuthi yena uthini, how can we cope, especially when it comes to coping emotionally, psychologically with stress and everything like that. What can we do to cope during this time?
I think each and every person has to devise a way of coping, like a coping mechanism. Some people, like myself, I've just taken up gardening. I just keep myself busy when I'm not at work, because I am an essential worker, so I still have to go to work. But on the days when I'm day off, I'm just doing my gardening. I've got a garden at the back and at the front. I'm lucky. I just do my gardening. So some people will maybe enjoy doing some handwork like knitting, crocheting. Just do whatever, makes you, feel occupied, because most people are depressed. In couples, there is an increase in domestic violence, because they're staying at home, they have no money, they have no way of coping, because the man needs to go out and chill out with his friends. Now he can't go out because there's no money to spend. And it makes the man violent in the house, towards the wife, towards the children. So each and every person, I think you have to devise your own coping skills and do whatever you can do to keep yourself occupied. Like, as I said, gardening. Some people have taken into baking. They're just busy baking and sharing with their close friends. Just do something that's going to occupy your mind, because once you're staying in one place and doing nothing, in umqondo uzogaya izibozi. You think of all the things, and even things that happened when you were a child, and then all these things will come back, and they will depress you, and you could end up clinically depressed. So we need to do things that will occupy our minds, and don't forget to use things like Zoom and talking to your families or FaceTime and whatever. Like I talk to my family. I have a family WhatsApp group where I have a chat with my family, because my children are all in South Africa. I live on my own here in the UK, and my husband passed away a few years ago, so I'm just on my own. So I have to try and cope. My friends, the friends that I have, they live far away from me. One is in Warrington, and one is in Chesterfield. So we are so far apart. I'm just on my own here. But as I said, I'm doing my gardening, and my plants and my flowers are doing very well. So I just go out and talk to them, and got a few cats in the house. I love cats. I always love cats. So since I was a child, I just love animals. I used to have dogs as a child. So if you have a dog, you go out and walk your dog. You go out for a jog. Me, I've got my cats. I just hug them and I talk to them. And you might think that I'm mad, but I'm not, I'm really not. It's my way of coping. So do whatever to occupy your brain, because you will go do lali.
Thank you so much. Like Thokozani was also saying, Uguti, she does a lot of coloring now, and she does a lot of singing, and she was also largely helped by the support that she got from friends. She had friends like from all over the world sending her songs, sending her messages, sending her love. So yeah, love heals, love above all, and also find something to occupy yourself, not just because you are COVID-19 positive, but just because we are spending so much time emakhaya sisodwa, mina ngumuntu wabantu, that's why I started this platform. Let me continue being with people and let me continue engaging even though I am home. Let's take advantage of the technology and let us use it in a positive manner, instead of going there for in-day negative, to be a troll, to be against people. Let us use it to grow, so that after this period we can say, oh, during that time I learned this. During a lot of us would not even be able to be watching this in 12 but because of us being free and being available, and let us suggest topics, guys. Let's talk about things. Let's be better people after this. And once again, I'm gonna post Instagram. Yeah, Thokozani Ndaba, our guest, who was here to share her COVID-19 experience. Please do follow her and do check out the videos that she is putting on her social media to share her journey, and do inbox her. And please, please, please do your best if you can to try and help with her charity. She helps girls from squatter camp in Alex that's facing I'll put a link to the video she did, but when she came here before this video we did today, when she came here and we were talking about her charity work, she's doing such a wonderful job. And it's such a shame that when she's sick, means most of those girls are not eating, most of those girls are not safe. So yeah, kunzima. But this is our place to meet. This is our place, yoga reliever stress. I appreciate you, my dear ladies, and I love you. And thank you so much for spending your time with us. Today it's gonna be a full day. We are back at 7. The question we are discussing, and guys, please be ready. There is this Mlungu Uzil. We're gonna be discussing, do we hate ourselves as Black people, as she said? We are going to be going through her tweets that she said about us as Black people. Crazy things that she's saying about us. So we are going to be discussing, do we hate ourselves as Black people? So 7 o'clock South African time, 6 UK time, we are back here. And I was like, no, this thing, I've been trying to ignore it, but I cannot ignore it. And if we have time after that, like today's going to be full. I want us guys to talk. Maybe we might do that tomorrow, but we will see after we do that one. I want us to talk about, let me show you. Do churches still, are they still gonna be, are they gonna survive this corona? Like, so many churches are for sale. So many churches around the world are for sale. Do they still have room in our society? Are they gonna survive COVID-19? And also, as South Africans, our churches really what we are told they are? Because the people who gave us the worst places to live in, the worst food, and took away everything good from us, did they really give us the best religion? But that's the question we will be discussing. For now, thank you so much. Sis Nomsa, ngicela usho ukuthi ufuna ukuthini, and then bese uyavalelisa, then ngizoya kuSis Beauty naye asho her last message, and then avalelisa, and then we will be seeing each other ngo-7.
Thank you so much, Thenjiwe. I can't wait for tonight's topic. It's very hot. I just wanted to say, we ask this thing, this StreamYard, Thenjiwe has helped me. I've started writing a book. It's my first time. I'm learning. I've started writing a book. I'll tell you later what is the title. Because I'm still busy. Whatever comes in my mind, I put it down in my little book. So it really helped me. It's thanks to you, Thenjiwe, I managed to do such a thing. Then out of the blue, I just took my old diary and started writing. You know, everything just came. It just came. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you, my twin beauty.
Yes, Sis Beauty, last message, and yeah.
Ngiyabonga Thenjiwe. Thank you very much for creating this platform, so that we can, pass our experiences and our knowledge to the people at home. Because at least since we left home, we're a bit more enlightened about how things are happening, about how some things work. I just want to advise my people really to stay safe. That's the best thing to do. Stay safe, stay healthy, maintain your social distance, wash your hands, eat healthy, drink loads, and look after yourself and your family. That's all I can say.
Oh, Sis Beauty, be careful when you say drink loads, because you should have said drink loads of fluids, warm fluids in particular. Thank you. Bye.
Now, Sis Beauty, please clear it with them. Guys, drink loads. Vele namapapa sevuliwe lana.
No. This kind of drink.
Yeah, guys, let us be careful. See you guys at 7. Kuzoba mnandi. I am looking forward to it, and come prepared to be part of the discussion, because we need to clear this, and we will be going through each and every tweet that I have that she tweeted about us and how much we hate ourselves. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. See you at 7, 6 o'clock UK time, 7 o'clock South African time. Where are we? I want to Valelisa. Thank you so much.